Adam Copeland.
How's it going?
Thank you very much for joining us, mate.
No, thanks for having me, man.
We talked before things were getting ready, mate, and you're running on fumes at the moment.
At the moment, yes. Yeah, I feel like if the mileage tank probably has 20 miles left to empty, but I'm gonna fill up that tank with a lot of espresso and work out, and hopefully that will get me through to the time here.
Because you said you went straight from the taping to the plane to here.
Yeah, we finished the show, got on the plane, flew here, and
so how was the heat when you got off the plane then? Was it a bit of a wake up?
Like Satan's taint. We went to the Brisbane sign to take photos, and I didn't come prepared.
No.
Right, so I'm standing there just baking.
Yeah.
No shades. I'm going, these photos are for the newspaper. I'm like, God, this is gonna look great. But it's good to be back.
Good, yeah. How are you anyway? Because you come back from the leg and you really did hit the ground running.
Yeah, with any injury, I don't really think about them. Like once I come back, it's
first sort of bump and then you were good to go.
Not even.
Not even.
Like I put the work in before you see me in the ring. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's already months past. So by the time I get back, I'm just on instinct. I'm not even thinking of a leg or anything like that. I think it was by my third match, Beth, my wife, said, "How's your leg?" I went,
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because I haven't thought about it until you just asked me.
Yeah.
So
now it's aching. Thanks. Talk about the road to recovery for that, because it's not like you're 24 anymore and you do.
Yeah.
It's got to be more of a challenge than what it would have been 10 years ago.
Not really.
No.
No.
I suppose because you keep yourself in.
I look at injuries as challenges. I try to reframe them as opposed to like this kind of demoralizing thing. It's like, right, okay, one more to come back from, and one more to prove I can work through these things.
Yeah.
I take some pride in that. I don't want to get injured, but it's part of what we do. Find me a wrestler who's never been injured. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
And it's got to sort of be good for you sort of now with AEW, something totally different from what you've been doing for the 20 odd years before.
Yeah.
And a whole new fresh start, and you're getting to be really a part of something from, even though it's 5 years old,
sure,
from the ground up. So that's got to be sort of like invigorating.
Well, again, challenges,
yeah.
Right? So for me, the idea of an entirely new roster of talent that I've never laid hands on, never created with, that was a really exciting prospect to me. Because there's a danger when you're in one place for too long. You don't want to just be this do the greatest hits thing, right?
Yeah.
But that can happen because that is what an audience wants to see.
Just fall back into it,
right?
I can just do this and they'll pop up.
Yeah, and it's going to work, and that's great. But there's also something really fun to getting in there with a Kyle O'Reilly and just going, okay, I'm going to wrestle his style.
Yeah.
And come at this way. I love that 2 days before that I wrestled Brody King in an ODQ match, which was the polar opposite of what I did with Kyle. That's super fun.
Yeah.
And it's great to be able to get in there with a guy that is 6'8", 300 pounds, and then get in a guy with like Kyle O'Reilly, who's an encyclopedia of wrestling moves. Super fun.
Yeah. How hard is that, like adapting to going from 20 odd years of that style to sort of like the independent wrestling style now?
I still, at the end of the day, it's storytelling. It's all storytelling. It's but you can tell a different story each match.
Yeah.
And you can come at it in a different way with each match. That's part of what drew me to this. Once you start to get into the paint by numbers thing, it can, you can get bored. And this hasn't been boring at all. This has been, again, just, I wrestle Suzuki 1 week, and then I'm wrestling, Penta, and then I'm wrestling Lee Moriarty, and then I'm wrestling Brody King and Buddy Matthews and Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, just look at that right there. That's
There really is like a murderer's row of talent.
yeah,
in the
and
AEW
just
roster.
really a lot of different talent, and that's just scratching the surface. Like, I mean, at Revolution, that'll be my first singles match with Moxley.
Wow.
Never had a singles match with Claudio. Never had a match with Adam Cole. Never had a match with Roderick Strong, with Swerve Strickland, with Will Ospreay, with Kenny Omega, with Kyle Fletcher, with Takashita, with pretty much everyone on the roster.
So it's almost like stepping into like the Wizard of Oz thing where everyone goes color.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whoa, okay, this is pretty great. And again, fun. I'm at a stage of life where it needs to be fun, or why?
Why, yeah.
Just why?
Yeah.
And I've had fun everywhere I've gone, but this has been really cool at this stage of my career to get on with a whole new roster of talent that I never thought I would either. And this run has also allowed me to appreciate the different places that I didn't know it was the last time before. Right.
Yeah.
So when I had to retire in 2010, I thought, oh, I'm not going to perform in Australia again.
Here again. Yeah.
I'm not going to perform in Ireland again. So now that I'm getting to, I'm really soaking it in, really appreciating it. Not that I didn't before, but you just always assume there's going to be another tour.
Exactly.
This is the last time I'm going to perform in Australia. Like, this is it. And I know that. So
you get to, like, when you wake up.
When I wake up, I can experience this and really just soak it all in.
It's got to be good too, traveling with like FTR, who are your friends.
Yeah.
Like they're my tag team that I love.
Yeah.
Since it was like Tully and Arn, and now it's these guys.
Yeah.
So it was no doubt I was always going to be gravitated towards those guys.
Sure.
Working. So that's got to be great for you.
It really is, and they were a huge reason for me coming over. Just to be able to work with my three closest friends in the industry, I thought that sounded like a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Again,
especially
fun.
because if it's not fun, why are you doing it? At this
why
stage?
bother? And so I really have tried not to get too bogged down in any aspects of it, and really just enjoy the fact that wrestling's supposed to be fun. It's gone to this place of like micro pulling apart and rating things, and I was just like, man, when I went to wrestling shows, it was just to go to have fun.
Yeah, it's like the whole discourse recently with Jey Uso. I was like, I don't know, the crowd really seems to like it. Why are you complaining?
Well, there's always going to be people that just complain to complain.
Yeah.
Because they're probably not happy in their own lives.
Their own lives.
Broad paint strokes there, but generally speaking, and it's like, just have fun. Just have fun. Like, when did it become this thing that we need to judge like the Olympics?
Yeah.
Like,
how much has that changed, like,
fun.
Wrestling for you though? Now that it's like, I just want to have fun.
I don't pay attention.
Okay.
Like, and also I'm at a stage of life where wrestling doesn't take up my life. I have a family. I got 2 kids. I got responsibilities. And I'm still acting, and I'm still like, there's a lot. We created a fitness product. Like, there are a lot of things going on. So I'm not sitting down thinking about wrestling 24/7 the way I used to.
Yeah.
And I had to then. But now, navigating from this space, I'm here to have fun and here to help. That's pretty much it. And hopefully I end up doing both.
Yeah. So is that like, now that you've got all these other things now, it's sort of like, well, I'm not going to live or die if I can't wrestle anymore, because I have everything.
Well, so I think what this coming back has done is give me the chance to like go, right, now I can get out on my terms. Now I can do some of the things that I didn't get to do.
Yeah.
Now there's a new company that wasn't even around. That's really fun.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Yeah. That's one of the things I love about AEW, is that it gives people options.
Sure. And that's
different coats of paint, as they say.
It's just better for the entire industry.
Yeah,
if there's
100%.
more than one place to do it, and better for the consumer.
Yeah, 100%.
I've constantly said, like, if you went to the grocery store and there was only one brand of ketchup, and that's all you could get.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd get it.
You get it, but you say, okay.
Okay, but it's good to have choices.
Yeah.
And who says you can't just enjoy them all?
I like a good smoked hickory barbecue sauce.
Right? Like a nice maple brown.
Oh. That's the one thing like America does better than everywhere. And I hate to say it, bacon is just.
Oh,
I'm still dreaming about bacon from Hawaii. I still dream
nice
about
applewood smoked bacon.
Oh my
Ooh.
lord! I remember when we got back, my wife went and bought applewood smoked bacon
Yeah.
from and she cooked. I'm like, it's not the same, and it's not you, babe.
Yeah, it's just not the same. It's not the same. Yeah, I found this place where I go. It's called 12 Bones Barbecue, and they do this garlic chipotle mayo with fried green tomatoes and maple sugar rubbed bacon.
Oh lord!
On giant sourdough bread.
How are you?
Man,
still...
I'm making myself. So
yeah, I was gonna
say.
say.
Oh, all I'm thinking about is that sandwich now.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and it's like this big too.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm getting that as soon as I get home.
Anyway, you've got tomorrow? No, it's Saturday night.
Saturday. What day?
Yeah,
it's Thursday.
You're the one that's like, yeah, it's Thursday.
Thursday,
now.
right?
It is
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
You got Saturday night, Brisbane Entertainment Centre. I
Yeah.
believe you've been here before, but this is totally different for you.
Yeah.
How do you expect the crowd to go? Because like you've got.
I try not to put expectations because then you set yourself up for disappointment. But
I mean, you've got a New Zealander with you, so maybe by proxy that'll help a bit more.
Right.
And you guys are the good guys.
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, Moxie's been a bit of a dick lately.
right. Well, and you know, it's one of those deals. Like for one reason or another, I've been on your TV screens for 30 years, and there's a sense of I don't know, maybe comfort that comes with that as a viewer and as a performer. Like, oh, this is just what we do. We've been in this thing together for a long time.
Yeah. I remember because I'm not even really into those types of shows, but I watched Haven because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
he's on it. I like him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
He's not bad.
And that was kind of like my high school or my college in terms of acting, because it was my first real proper acting gig, and I didn't know what I was doing. But then that led to Vikings, and that leads to Percy Jackson, and now I'm nominated for an Emmy. Like, I don't know how that all happens, you know, but it's happened. But for me, wrestling is the thing.
Yeah.
You know, it always has been the thing. It's the only thing I've ever wanted to do. I never had aspirations to do anything else.
The side things are cool, but
Side things are great, super cool. But I also got all of those side things because of this.
Yeah.
So it was my first love. It's what I wanted to do, and I just happened to be lucky enough, and I have enough elbow grease that this thing happened.
Yeah.
You know, and I still get to do it. You know,
At a high level as well.
Yeah, as high as I can at this stage. You know, but for me, like, not having it for those 9 years and getting to come back and do this even for this short time span, man, it's all bonus.
Yeah.
And when you get in front of audiences who don't get our product face to face as often, you always hope they're going to be live.
Yeah.
You always hope they're going to blow the roof off, because then the show's going to be better. The whole experience will be better. It's like going to a concert and if people just sit on their hands.
Yeah.
But if you go to a concert where people are singing along, I know the band feels that. I know they throw back more energy because of that. So as a performer, when you hear that, you find reserves to do more.
Yeah.
And
that's what my wife's,
that's
because
fun.
I work as like a heel manager on indie shows, and my wife went to like 1 or 2 shows, and then she couldn't do it anymore. She goes, I just can't handle them being mean. to me. And I was like, babe, I want that.
That's the job.
That gives me
the gig.
That gives me that's the pop for me. That's what I like. She goes, I just can't handle them doing it. Like, I'm happy that you're happy, but I can't watch that. I'm like, that's cool.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's you know, that's the other thing too, and getting to come back now, and being married to Beth, she fully gets it.
Yeah, of course.
Like, so I can sit down and go, hey, what about this idea? What do you think? How's that register with you? She goes, okay, but what if you did that? Ooh, okay.
Mine's even where I'll show her something, and I'm like, if she likes it, it's got to be good, because she doesn't really.
Yeah.
Like, she's my impartial judge.
Viewer who can let you know yay
like,
or nay.
is this shit or good? She's like, that's good.
Yeah.
Or, I wouldn't have done that. Why? Because that looks weird. I'm like, okay.
Well, so what's funny is I'll watch sometimes with my girls, because I want to get a gauge
With kids.
from the youth.
Yeah.
This you know, untainted view. There's no, well, that move wasn't executed correctly.
Yeah.
No, it's
Uncle
just like,
Dave didn't say he was 3
yeah,
stars.
it's just like, oh, whatever. But like, what do they connect with? Just watching it cold. And they love Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
and they love Darby Allin, and they love Tony Storm. And it was instant. Like the minute they saw him, they're like, "Oh, who's that?" I was like, "Well, that's Orange Cassidy. I like him." Just did, right?
Yeah.
It's fun to watch it with them, you know, or I'll watch and they'll go, "Wait, is that guy the good guy? Because he's yelling a lot." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Good point.
Yeah,
Very good point." You know, yeah.
Yeah. Mate, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
it's an
thanks for having me.
absolute honor having you here.
And I made it through, man.
And you made it through.
I did.
I think it was the bacon.
That got me
you through.
excited.
So I'm
That
here
did.
for you. I'm here for you.
That got the dopamine going.
Cope, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, mate.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.